What's up, everybody? Shug Nasty here. It's been about 2 weeks since the release of Terastal Festival here in Japan, and I kind of wanted to do like a 2 week market update to let you guys know how the set's doing price-wise, talk about the sealed prices, the single prices. We had a few bulk lots of SAR Evolutions and the Master Ball Reverse Evolutions. A couple of those were sold in a group. Also want to talk about the future reprints coming in December and possibly January, and how that will impact the demand for the set, how it'll impact the price. Also, the obvious kind of one too, I kind of skipped over it. The Prismatic Evolutions is releasing at the end of January. That will definitely bring some of the English collectors back over to the English side, pull away from the Japanese side. It is going to be difficult to get, so it'll be interesting to see. And then lastly, just want to touch on, my future predictions, my personal predictions for the set and its long-term stayability and how it will perform comparatively to other sets like we've seen in the past. So yeah, we'll just get into it. First of all, I want to start by showing, I don't even have my shit ready. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up some things and then I'll come back. All right, got my shit together. Figured it out. Wait. Maybe I didn't.
Haha, you fucking dumbass.
Okay, yeah. So here's Mercari. I was going to show you this, but it's not like the greatest resource to use for box prices. You can use it for singles a little bit better, but there are so many scams and people. You can just see the box prices, what they're selling for. There's so much variability, and you don't know what's real, what's not. So I don't really use this. I wouldn't use this as a gauge for how much the boxes are going for in Japan. A better source is Sneaker Dunk. A lot of people use Sneaker Dunk because it shows you sales as they're happening, and how much the boxes are going for. It also has this chart that you can adjust for if they're selling one box, two boxes, however many you can pick. And then you can also change the time frame of what it's going to show you. But you can see since before it's a release, surprise, surprise, people were selling this before its actual release. But it went down as it got closer to release day. People paid a little bit more to get, the set first. But then around, here's the release day, the 6th, it was selling for $6,734 on Sneaker Dunk. And then it just went up from there for about a little bit over a week. And it was up to 9,500 yen here in Japan. And then recently, in the last few days, you could see that it did drop. Looks like it's last sold around 8,600 yen is what it's selling for now. And that's kind of, people were thinking because of the recent talks about reprints and coming in late December, around the 26th to the 30th is what people are saying. And then another bigger, supposedly there's another bigger one coming in January. The one in December is, I've heard, around 20% of the original amount that was released on the 6th when the set was released. So we'll see how that kind of affects the price of the boxes. But looking forward to that. And then you'll see here, we'll go over to eBay, what the price of the box is on eBay. I don't know why this is $60. Maybe somebody was actually selling it for that price. But a lot of times these boxes recently look like they've been going for 85. It looks like $80 to $90. Then you got shipping fees on some of them of $5 to $10. So a bit higher than the price here in Japan, but that's always kind of the case until more products release, more supplies release into the market. But yeah, retail here is like $37 US with the exchange rate. And so this set box is going for like 2 to 2.5 times the price of what it is at retail here. And then moving on to the singles, we have the Umbreon SAR, which is like the big hit, or one of the big hits in the box. In a PSA 10, that card has been going for, it looks like, around $600 to $700. More so in the 600s now, more recently, it looks like. Pretty decent price for the cards starting out. There is a lot of them, it looks like, so far, but I've noticed some like quality, issues with these cards. I pulled an Umbreon myself. There's one in the back. I don't know if you can see it, but pulled it and there was a ding on the bottom left corner. Pulled a Sylveon. Sylveon's also there. Same thing, same spot, same issue. Dings in both spots. So that was weird. You've seen some rough cuts on the cards too, but mostly the common cards are having the rough cuts that I've noticed. And then the other big hit in the set is the Master Ball Umbreon. On eBay, for some reason, I've only seen one PSA 10. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. I'm sure there's more than that. But that sold on the 17th of December for around $650. So I thought that card was going for more. I think it is raw, But it looks like in a PSA 10 there was one sale here at least, and it's about the same as the SAR Umbreon. So I think this card will actually probably go up or stay at the same, and the SAR Umbreon, being that it's not as difficult to pull as the Master Ball, will probably go down in price or just not increase in price as much. I think this will, over the long run, be a bigger, it's a bigger chase. It'll be a bigger price tag for the card. Similar to what we've seen in 151 with the Master Ball Pikachu, Master Ball Reverse Pikachu being like the most expensive card in 151, at least on the Japanese side. I'm not sure about the English side because they don't have the Master Balls. I think it's the Charizard. But yeah, I think it's gonna probably perform similarly to that Pikachu. Lastly, I wanted to show this. There was some sales, it looks like, on Mercari. I saw this on Twitter, showing a full set of both the Master Ball reverses of the Evolutions, and then a sale of 9 of the 10 Evolution SARs. It has one of the Eevees, didn't have the other Eevee. It has the more popular Cake Eevee. The one that may not be, in the English Prismatic Evolution set, they're saying that it's probably going to be a promo, or people are speculating that's going to be a promo or a UPC promo or something like that. But it just shows sales of both of these, and this kind of shows right here, assuming that these are similar times. I don't think it says when they were sold, but it's only been out like for 2 weeks, so it was close enough. But the Master Ball reverses look like they sold for 309,000 yen, which is, I don't know, to 2,100 maybe US. And then this one a bit less, about to 20,000 less yen. So not a big difference, but the Master Balls do look to be outperforming these. And I'm sure there's not. This is probably one of very few sales of a lot of both of these. So it's hard to tell how these will perform in the long run against each other. You need more sales, obviously, more data points to see how they will. But probably I would guess the Master Ball is just because of the rarity. And that's a cool chase. I think. I think if I had a choice between the two, I would probably want the Master Balls. The harder it is to get something, I kind of like the exclusivity of cards and the difficulty to obtain them. So I could see why that one's priced higher. So that's all I really wanted to touch on about pricing as far as the sealed product and the singles, what they're going for right now. But I did want to touch on how these reprints I mentioned earlier, the one coming up in December, late December, here in a week or so, and then the one later in January, how that will impact the prices of the cards. And I think from what I've heard, the one in December is like a 20% of what the original supply released at the set release was. I don't know if 20% would drastically reduce the price. You could kind of see back on that I'll pull it up really quick, on back on the sneaker dunk right here on the sneaker dunk chart, that the price has already kind of gone down. And I think people are saying they're speculating that because of the talks of reprints coming in December, that this is the reason why it's kind of gone down a bit. It hasn't gone down too much, but about 1,000 yen, so maybe $6 a box. It's the price difference and how it's changed over the last few days. But yeah, I think, I don't think we're going to see much more of a difference if that's the actual amount of supply that's going to get released. But I have heard that in January there will be a bigger release of supply into the market that may affect the price a bit more. I know the demand for this set is super high, and I don't know. In my opinion, I kind of have a feeling of that it's just going to tank. It's going to, the demand is going to tank whatever supply is injected for like the short term up until, later on in a few months. But I think this short term, the next at least 1 to 2 months, I think the price is going to be pretty steady. It might go down a bit, but not too much. I think the thing that will impact it more than the reprints of the Japanese set will be the release of Prismatic Evolutions, the English version of Terastal Festival. I think that's going to probably have a greater impact on the the demand or the price of the product. So I think that'll be something interesting to know. I know that it doesn't seem like people are getting a lot of the product as far as like distribution numbers. I heard in the UK, I believe it's PTCG Radio, he was saying in the UK he's heard that people are getting like 60% of their allocation, which is better than what I've heard from people here in the US, that like LGSs and other people with distribution. It sounds like it's a lot lower here. And I did hear like a number from one person where it was like 25% of what they had been what they had ordered, which is a really it's not great. That's like I feel like a bad percentage to get if you're wanting 1,000 boxes and you're only getting 250 boxes. That's yeah, not much. So I think that will definitely have an impact on the Japanese set. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then the other thing, a couple more months down the line, I think around March is when we're supposed to be getting the Rocket set. And there's a lot of anticipation for that set, I think. It's probably quiet down right now, or a little quieter now because of the release of Terastal Festival. A lot of people talking about that. But I think maybe in probably early February or like mid-February, when it gets closer to that time, when we start seeing leaks of the Rocket set, we start to get a little bit more information of what's going to be in the set. A lot of that demand is going to shift over to that, and people are going to, the price of Terastal Festival will probably be going down. Who knows? We're probably going to have more reprints of it as well. So I think it is probably going to be a better time to buy the set if you can be patient and wait to buy the set closer to when that Rocket set is released, or sometime later. If you don't want to wait, then go ahead and spend the money. Maybe wait till at least January when Prismatic Evolutions is released. You'll probably have some price drops there where you can get the set a little bit cheaper. As far as like the long-term stayability of the set, I think it's like we've seen already. People are having fun with it. I haven't really heard any complaints. People love these. Well, maybe not love, but it seems like more people, myself included, are more accepting of these terrestrial crowns, Pokemon. It's something that we didn't, when they first came out the first year, that it was Scarlet and Violet was a thing. It was just people were a lot of people were unaccepting of it. They said it looks like garbage. I still, yeah, I like I said, I wasn't a fan either. But I think the way that they're drawing these cards and the way that they're presented, the artists are like really doing a great job in making people like warm up to it. It might not even be that. I think it is the art, but it might also be partially because people are getting priced out of Sword and Shield too. That could be another factor where people can't afford Sword and Shield products, or they're getting more scarce, so people are moving on to Scarlet and Violet and just more accepting of it. um that brings up another, I think a point, or like kind of something I wanted to touch on and ponder on, maybe get your guys' opinion on, is I know every set within Scarlet and Violet has had like these terrestrial Pokemon with the crowns, except for 151. And I think a lot of people like 151 because of that. And I'm wondering, I mean, that's not the only reason. Obviously, it's the 151 original Kanto Pokemon, but I'm wondering if this Rocket set is going to include terrestrial Pokemon, or if it's going to be similar to 151 in the way that it doesn't have any of that, and it's just the original forms of these Pokemon. I could see them doing that, but I hope they also include some of the newer Pokemon in the set, just maybe not terrestrialized. I think that would be, it's a nice break to have from this. Like I said, I'm warmed up to it a bit. I do, it's not like it doesn't bug me as much, and I actually love this the Eevee set a lot. I didn't think I'd like the cards as much as I did, but it's nice to have that break and go back to the normal version of a Pokemon. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the Rocket set's going to be include those or not? Other than that, I didn't have much to touch on. I just wanted to put a video out there talking about my thoughts, giving you guys an update on 2 weeks after the release of Terastal Festival and how it's performing in the market, how things are going, and like kind of my predictions and thoughts on what's going to happen. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys disagree with me, let me know, and let me know, why. Start a conversation. Love to hear what you guys have to think. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.